Yeah. Hello, hello. We're offering some free readings. I'm just waiting on my partner to get in and then we'll get into it. So if you're looking for a free tarot reading, just leave a message down in the chat and we will get to it. We are offering tarot. We are offering oracle. Oracle's a little more gentle if you're a little worried about tarot calling out everything as it does. But if you want a free tarot reading, just let us know in the chat. And my partner Robyn will be here shortly. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I hope everyone's doing well. Just getting started over here. If you've got a question, please feel free to drop it in the chat. And we will be happy to give you a reading for free. We're just trying to get the knock off the cobwebs, get back into doing the rapid fire readings. I've got an upcoming market for in Stratford, Ontario. So if anybody is around about Stratford, wants to get an in-person reading with me, come hit up the Stratford Country Club. I think it's 30 Romeo Drive or something like that. Should probably learn what the actual address is. So if anybody wants a free reading, just let me know in the chat and I will be happy to give you one. Just waiting on my partner to get here. She should be here any minute now. Last I heard, she was just picking up her coffee from the kitchen, so I'm sure she'll be here very soon. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it. How's everybody doing today? I am very happy because the sun is shining. The weather is gorgeous. We're getting a little taste of late spring. Oh, yes, absolutely. You could have a read. Oh, there she is. All right, come on, Robyn. I said invite. There we go. Okay. What question do you have for us today?
Hello.
Hello. Viana. I think that's, am I pronouncing it right? How does Thanish feel about me? Let's see. Okay. I love it getting to the readings first thing. Oh, thank you for the follows. Okay. Viana, how does Thanish feel about you? Let's see. Ooh. I think Thanish has a little bit of a crush on you. So I pulled the Six of Wands. Like that is look at how everybody's adoring this man on the horse there. With the petals flying around and everything. And then I also pulled the Lord and the Lady, which is the lovers in the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And I also got the Four of Wands, which is a stable partnership. So if you're thinking about asking out Thanish, then I would say get after it because they're very into you. And if you don't want them to be into you, I would suggest making that clear. Because clearly they are very into you. Okay. Angela is next. Is Monty gonna regret losing me in the future? You are so welcome, Vienna. Okay, let's expand. Robyn, you want to take Angela's?
Hello, Angela. So you were looking for...
Ooh, thank you for the finger hearts.
Is Monty going to regret losing me in the future? Okay. So the Ace of Cups.
Good morning.
And the Nine of Pentacles. So the Ace of Cups is going to say that I'm going to say yes. This person longs for that new beginning with you in the future. If there is a loss, you're going to hopefully be comforted in knowing that yes, they will long for that reconnection, that beginning again. So the cups being of the heart, so their heart's going to want that. But you, ma'am, will be in the position where that doesn't matter. You won't need that back. You're going to be in a more fulfilled position by the time this person comes back around and realizes what they did lose. You're going to be doing bigger and better things. So the Nine of Pentacles, you're going to be feeling far more secure in yourself, far more confident. You're probably going to be working on a lot of projects in the future, whether that be yourself, within your home, or career. You're going to have a lot more fulfilling things going on that have filled up your cup. You're going to feel more well-rounded as an individual. Your confidence is going to be higher, and it won't matter how much they long to go backwards and to have you back in the state that you once were. So they're going to be lusting over who you are in this moment, but by the time that happens, you will have upgraded and grown so much that it simply won't matter to you. And I would be hard pressed to see if you would be willing to actually give that person another chance, because it looks like they've got a picture of you, and that's the picture that they stay within. You are going to be growing outside that frame. You're going to need brand new frames and
work.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Good morning, everybody. Does anybody else want a reading? Just let us know in the chat and we will be happy to give you a reading. Oh, yes, we can tell you about your health in the next few months. Let me just expand myself. There we go. Okay, Lily. Let's see what's going on with your health in the next few months. How's everybody doing today? Let us know in the chat. Okay. There might be a little bit of a decline. You might be feeling some like chronic pain. I'm getting the vibe that this isn't new though. It's and it's not going to be horribly debilitating, but it is going to be feel like a little step backwards. Just remember that it's not forever. You will get past it. And definitely lean on your crew, like your bestest friends or like your family, your support system, the people that uplift you. Vent about your feelings to them. Vent about how you're feeling with your health and how you want it to be better. It just gets it out and helps move along. And be kind to yourself too. Like, I know it's difficult dealing with chronic illnesses or chronic pain, whatever it is you're struggling with. But it's going to be okay. And it truly is not forever. And you've got the people that can help you emotionally get through it. But for the actual health of it all, it's going to be just time and learning how your body works with certain things. So if during when it's really rainy or the weather's changing or something and your body doesn't really react well to it, then just go easy. Try not to set yourself up for failure, give yourself grace is basically what I'm saying. So not the health and happy that you, I'm sure would like, but it's okay. You can get through it and you've got a support system. Make sure you lean on them. Okay.
I find a lot of times when we are going through that kind of thing, it's really hard to admit when we do need help and to accept the help that is around us. So I think that's really important to remember.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes, oh man, it can just feel endless, but it will have an end. It will have an end. You will have some comfort again. It's not forever. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Does anybody else want a reading? Oh, you're welcome. I know it's hard to think positive in difficult times, but it truly does make things a lot easier if you can look for the brighter side. It's like something to do with the way our brains work. Oh my god. My cat has got the zoomies.
Oh, which one?
Rocky.
Oh, I was
He's
wrong.
just running around going, and then my other cat is like, oh, it's on. She chased him down.
Mine are both napping right now. They're so cute.
Aw. Sleepy kitty is so cute.
Yes, yes, yes.
So what have you got planned today, Robyn?
So today I am going to meet up with a friend from work. I haven't seen her in a while, so we are going to go for a nice walk. I'm a big fan of mental health walks. Love them, live them, laugh them. And I have a couple of routes that I do at home, or close to home. And they're going to be showing me their route today. So it'll be really nice to like have a different scenery. But the catch that's pretty cool is I grew up where she lives. So it's going to be really nice to like kind of see the area that I grew up in a different way. Because like, when I was a kid, I was not, looking at the space in the way that I look at my space now,
Right.
You look at it from a different lens. So it's going to be really interesting to see, like, have a trip down memory lane in a way, in a way that's different from a different perspective. And to see someone else's view on my old stomping grounds. So that's exciting.
Ooh, yes, work. I love that.
And this is a friend that I've been, she was one of my first friends I made at my job. And I really like her and we really connected, but we haven't really had a chance to see each other outside of work yet. So I'm really excited for that. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the follows. I really want to do something like going back to my old stomping ground. Lindsay, my bestie, that we grew up together. We both have moved well away from where we grew up, and there wasn't really a lot to do where we grew up. It was just like forested areas, and we would sorry, just trying to expand myself instead of being a tiny talking square.
Yeah.
All there was to do was just like go in the woods and party. Like that's it. So we had so many bush parties and whatnot, and we would go up and down this stretch of woods every single day, all day long. So we want to take both of our cars there, and she parks. We park my car down at the end, and then we drive up to her, like the beginning of it, and then we're gonna walk all the way down and just see what it's like now, see if anything's changed.
Yes. That's gonna be exciting.
It's actually my first time on TikTok. Couldn't have asked for a better first experience. Well, welcome to TikTok, and thank you for the follow.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of TikTok. Honestly, I wasn't sure about it at first because it's a lot. Like the feed is like a lot of information, like blah 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 blah. But there's some really cool stuff I've learned on here. There's some really cool people I've met on here. It's just like a good vibe. I'm here for it.
Yes. I agree.
Absolutely.
My kids introduced me to TikTok a while ago, and it's just like a fun. Well, it can be a fun place, you just
It can be.
which sides of TikTok you wind up on, but for the most
That's
part,
true.
I find it really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It is. It's fun, and it scratches my brain right, and I've got ADHD, so it's like that dopamine hit. Oh yeah.
So,
All right.
I have a question for you, Ariel.
Oh yes, please.
So let's talk a little bit about our personal styles with tarot reading. What kind of things attract us most with tarot? So you begin. What is your favorite spread? What is the first spread you learned? And what is something that you like doing for yourself when it comes to tarot?
Okay. So my favorite spread to do is the Celtic Cross. I feel like it really gets to the. Oh, sorry, I startled my cat. I feel like it really gets to the root of the problem and like all surrounding areas and like how to move forward from whatever issue the sitter is asking. The first one that I ever learned was just the classic 3 card past, present, future style spread. Um, and at first I found that keeping it to like past, present, future kind of limited what what I was able to do with reading. Like I'm a very intuitive reader. I'll pull up the cards and then get like a story basically. And sometimes it's not past, present, future. Sometimes it's like the middle card is what you need to know about, and then the other two are like clarifiers. Sometimes it's like this is what happened at first, and this is what you need to do, or there's just the possibilities are endless. So I'd rather not pigeonhole myself. Essentially, I started with the Rider Waite tarot deck, and I learned all the meanings for all of those cards. And then one time it was Christmas time, and we were all traveling together to stay at an Airbnb, me and my larger family. Um, and I forgot all of my tarot cards at home, and everybody did want a reading from me. So I was like, well, I guess my next deck must be here. And then I got this one, and it has been the easiest deck to read. I love how it shuffles. I love all the artwork. Like there,
Yes.
of course, I'm just pulling up all the upside down cards. Like it's just all gorgeous artwork, and it really makes it easy to get the story.
Yes.
I don't usually get stumped with this deck, but it also seems to be a little bit more harsh. And I have to do a lot of like, okay, how can I make this sound a little bit nicer?
Yeah.
Okay, same question to you, Robyn.
All right. Well, I just want to say that I love that deck. I remember the day you got it. You were so excited to share. I remember that being like a really highlighted moment of that trip. And that deck is so pretty. I even love the back of it. Like it's stock, like the yes, thank you.
Right?
It's so beautiful.
Roses?
Right? And you're like a green kitchen witch, and it's just so Ariel. It just screams Ariel. So everything happens for a reason.
Right? Well, thank you for the roses.
Aw. So my first deck was the Celtic Tarot, which is not with me right now. It's in my room on my altar. It stayed there, so that's where it's going to stay today. But that was my first tarot deck I ever got, and that's the one that I learned on. Most people learn on the Rider Waite, which I have here.
Yes.
Most people learn with that. And it is a good starter one. It's a good one, even if you wanted to keep that one to be your main guy for all of the days, because it's the original. And so but I didn't start with that one. I started with a Celtic Tarot deck that I got when I was 13 for Christmas from my uncle, and I sat with that one for a long time. And I tried, same like with you, the past, present, future reading felt very boxed in. Mm-hmm. But I was determined to learn things the way they're meant to be learned. And so like I was like
by the book,
being very rigid and stubborn about it. So it took me a lot of years to get the hang of the traditional meanings, but I'm also more of an intuitive reader. And so like anytime I started getting something outside of the box, I'd like rein myself in. I'm like, no. But the card says in page number 32, and so I found when I finally let go of what things are supposed to look like, I was able to retain the information from the book a lot easier, but it expanded my capabilities in readings. I found I was far more accurate. I was far more I had more fun with the readings. I wasn't like so harsh on myself.
Yes.
And so that deck was my only deck for all the years, because I felt like if I had got any other deck, I'd be cheating on this one. And so I didn't want to get another one. And it was gifted to me. So like I had it in my head that like I can't choose my own tarot deck. It had to be gifted. That's just what was taught to me. And then I started doing tarot on the internet. My favorite spread that will always be dear to my heart. I went to a crystal shop and I decided, you know what, I can't buy tarot, but I'm going to buy an oracle deck. And the first oracle deck I ever got is this one here, the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. And in this book, it has a past life oracle spread. And I just was so drawn to that spread. It just really, really spoke to me. So I adopted it and kind of just tweaked it a little. Instead of using oracle cards, I used my tarot cards. And honor where I got the spread from, I used an oracle card as a message from the other side. So if you have any ancestors or passed away loved ones, any angels around you that wanted to share a message with you outside of the past life spread, I would use the oracle deck for that purpose. And so I decided I was going to put myself out there on the internet, rip off the band-aid and get scary. So I did the scary thing. I started sharing the past life spreads, and like it kind of took off. And that's actually how I met Ariel.
Yeah.
And Ariel and I became best friends. And she asked me to join the meadow with her, and it's just been a beautiful, most amazing, perfect experience for me. It's helped me grow so much. And so for me, the past life karmic spread is my number one favorite go-to. I love doing that one. And I actually discovered through that spread how much I enjoy traveling into people's past lives for the purpose of bringing out information that's useful for them in this life. And sometimes it's just good fun as well to kind of poke around in your past life and see what was going on back there.
Right.
So I have a lot of fun with that one. That's my favorite one. And what was the third question?
What do you do for you with tarot? I don't even think I answered that.
Okay, well, what I do for me is I'll usually I give myself like a vibe check. I usually give myself a one card. Sometimes I pull a couple if I'm feeling like I need more from it. But with tarot, I'll just give myself like a one card. I'll just sit with myself, almost in like a meditation way. I'll stand at whichever altar in my home I feel drawn to in the moment. And I'll just kind of sit with my cards, play with them in my hands. And then much like you've seen when I was doing the reading, I kind of just like shuffle the cards to get an energy going. And then I just break the deck wherever it should break. And that card is what I need in that moment. So whether it's telling me to take time for myself today, or to be easy on myself, or to take a leap of faith, or whatever it's telling me to do. That's what I do for myself. It's like a moment of meditation, and then also a message of whatever I need to hear. I try not to be too specific when I'm doing a reading for myself, because I find it's easy to be biased in your own reading. It's easy to see what you want to see when you're doing a reading for yourself. So to avoid that, because I know that about myself, to avoid that, I don't control it with a specific question. I just kind of let something come.
Yeah. Like, what do I need to know right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I always do that for myself too, and I always get called out. It's rude.
It's rude. Okay, so your turn. What is your favorite thing you like to do for yourself as a personal reading?
So, I usually stick to the oracle cards for my personal readings because, like I said, they're more gentle. They're not so like cutthroat, I guess. But when I do a tarot reading for myself, it's usually when I'm like at a major loss about something, like I just don't know what's going to happen. I usually will do one at the beginning of the year for the year ahead, but last year's was too accurate and I didn't like it. So this year I was like, I'm not doing it.
I'm not. I repeat.
I'm riding blind this year.
That's funny. I did I think I did myself a year reading this year. I put it on our YouTube channel as like a private video for me to refer to back later.
Oh, nice.
But which reminds me, if anyone is enjoying our readings today or our vibe, please feel free to follow us here and also check out our YouTube channel. That's where we post all these lives. So if you can't stick around or you got your reading and you weren't able to take notes, if it's something that you wanted to record for later, you can always check out our YouTube later in the day or the following day. These lives are shared there.
Absolutely. And we try to get them posted like within the day or the next day. And then we'll take little snippets from it. So who knows, if your reading's real juicy, maybe it'll get put on our page. Yeah, Yeah, so if anybody's here that would like a reading, please let us know in the chat down below. Otherwise,
Oh,
we've talked about what we're going to do today. We've talked about our tarot. Hmm.
I
What
would.
is your favorite spell to do? What's your favorite magic to do, to perform?
That is a good question. What is my favorite one?
That's hard. There's so many.
You know what I really love doing? I love surrounding myself, my home, and my family with an energy of like love and truth and guidance. So I always like whether I'm making food or I'm making myself a cup of coffee, I always like it's more of like a meditation and inserting an energy into our space. And I
Mm-hmm.
always try to make that also carry with us as we leave. So I just that's my go-to is putting that energy into whatever it is I'm doing that we're going to consume. So whether it's, like I said, food or our coffees or drinks, that's my favorite go-to. I love putting that
Just
energy
performing
of
some
love.
casual kitchen witchery.
Yeah, so love, and I'm not a kitchen witch. Like that is not my thing. So I always try to keep it simple. The simpler, the better for me because I find if I try to overcomplicate things, I get really caught up in my head. And then I like back to with the tarot when I very first started, my brain, I'm an Aquarius with a Capricorn moon. Okay, my brain likes things to be in order,
Hmm.
but my brain itself is disordered. So
Yeah.
it's like it's always clashing with itself. And so the simpler the better for me. So I made myself this stuff called Love's Garnish. So it's got rose, it's got salt, it's got thyme in it, and I've ground it all together. Very simple, 3 ingredients. And I just sprinkle a little bit in whatever I'm doing. It's not enough to
Yeah.
season anything for flavor, but it's enough to season it of the heart, right? So
Yeah.
that the salt, the thyme, and the rose are all to embody, love, truth, guidance, protection, all the good stuff that you need to ensure that you had to have like a beautiful day or beautiful relationships throughout your day. That's my
I
thing.
love that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
What
Do
about
you have
you?
a set schedule for your live content? No, we do not, because right now Robyn is taking a little bit of time off of work so we can find the time to get on together. I am a stay at home mom, so my free time is really just when my kids are in school. We're trying to figure out some time on the weekend that works, but I've got to figure that out with my husband and
Yeah.
work into our busy schedule essentially. So we don't have a set schedule, but we try to come on as often as we can.
Yeah. And so, like Ariel was saying, like right now, throughout the week, this is my last week off of work, and then I return to work next Monday. So after that, we're like she said, we're gonna try and find a day on the weekend that we can kind of work together. But in general, we're going forward. We'd like to be posting a couple days in advance. Like if I plan myself to come on separately, I'm going to share a post. So that's why it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of important to give us a follow so that you can see those posts. Um, uh, of an upcoming live. So you'll see a lot more of us separately, but whenever
Yes,
we can, we'll try to come on together.
absolutely. I'm aiming to do like a tarot Tuesday every week. If it works, sometimes like the last 2 weeks, my youngest got sick. First was like a tummy bug, and then it was an ear infection. And I'm just like, please just stay in school. He's so sweet and I love hanging out with him, but like also I can't do a live when he's around. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
He hears me talking, he's like, "Oh, hi. Can you get me a snack?"
In true child fashion.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. And for
So,
myself,
anybody want a reading? You can get a second reading if you'd like as well, or we can just pull like oracle cards, or if you have any questions like about witchcraft or tarot or any of that, like where I've been a practicing witch for oh my god, like 13 years at this point. Um and I've been doing tarot professionally for 4 years, I think. 5 if you count like just before we started getting really going. But So we've got a lot of knowledge between the two of us.
Yes. What is your favorite? Let's switch the boxes up. What's your
Ooh.
favorite spell that you like to do?
Yes. Okay. So I am a kitchen witch and I love doing witchcraft with food, drink, all that sort of stuff. I'm also a green witch and I love growing my own stuff. Obviously it's just turned March. So, and I live in Canada. So there's no growing anything for at least like a month and a bit. Like usually May 2-4 is when we're good to start planting in our gardens. Um but I do have my lavender bush out there is still looking strong and my chamomile's coming back. Um, my rosemary, I just cannot keep a rosemary alive to save my life.
Oh,
And I am really good with plants. I'm surrounded by plants. I have a pretty
yeah.
green thumb, but for some reason, rosemary's just like, no, I hate you. It's like, okay, fine. Um, I love like my go-to every single day witchcraft is I put the like when I'm making food, I'll just put whatever intention in and I'll just use whatever's going into it. Like I don't need any fancy seasoning. And usually like the salt I'll put in like the when I'm making pasta, I'll make it like a pentacle shape and I'll like say to the food like bring us together, keep everybody calm. Like
Yeah. Yes, because your voice can be quite like energetic.
they are so energetic. Ooh, Kate says, I'm a fourth generation eclectic witch, and boy, is there something huge gonna happen this year. And you don't actually measure it out, right? No, I don't. I don't. I measure with my heart. I like my friends ask me for recipes sometimes, and I'm like, okay, here are all the ingredients, and you have to use your heart to measure it.
Yeah. She's like about 6 seconds of salt pouring. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's so much salt.
Oh my god, so I was like, wait a second.
6 seconds?
I'm not a kitchen witch. We
um, I also really like making brooms and putting them over doors to like filter out the vibes. I have a little tiny one by my front door that keeps on trying to fall down, so I think I need to go and do something to it.
Yes,
Um,
that's usually the sign.
yeah, must be the time. And the best part is we can make it taste the same every time. Every time! I don't know how I do it. I don't know. Just follow my heart. um, yeah, it kitchen witchery is just so fun to me.
Yeah.
It's the everything about it just makes me happy, and especially when I can take the stuff from my garden. Oh, I made these. I called them nasty rolls because I thought the name was funny, but it's from the plant nasturtium. It's an edible flower. The whole plant is very peppery flavored. Everything's edible down to the seeds. And oh, it signifies love and beauty and like spicing things up, like giving punch to things, like a boost of power. And I basically made like the insides of a cabbage roll, and then I would chop up the flowers and put it in there as well, and then wrap it up in the leaves, which are very thick, and some of them can get pretty big. Like they can be like that big next to my face, substantial. So you get little nummy rolls. I can't wait. I can't wait for summer. I want to grow
You know what
nasties
I
again.
love, love, love was the ones. Remember when we did the meadow retreat and you made
Meadow
those?
cakes. They were so good. Yes. We did this wonderful retreat. I wanted to make it a treat for everybody that was working at the meadow at the time. And we went into like we met roughly halfway between me and Robyn and um just had a lot of fun and did some like content, and I made meadow cakes, I called them, and they're like little cupcakes. They were so tasty and they were filled with all the magic of that I wanted to put into the meadow, and You know, like that year after was pretty awesome, I gotta
It
say.
was so amazing. We did our first uh, market as a team. That was so much fun at Stratford, and yeah.
Yes. Oh, we got some questions here. Okay, I don't have a kitchen for it anymore, so I'm pissed. Yeah, right? Divorce is better than marriage. Sometimes. Sometimes it is. Okay, Tamara or Tamara, I don't know which way you pronounce it. Am I going to meet my life partner soon? It's a good question. I've been stung my whole 29 years, and this summer I went into anaphylactic shock. Oh no, that's not what you want. That is not the tea. Oh, I'm sorry that that happened to you. All right. Tamara, and are you going to meet the your life partner soon? Oh, you got to see the other side. Please let us know what was that like? I have never had a near death experience. Only paranormal experiences. Let's see. Are you gonna meet your life partner soon? I would not say like immediately, but yes, in oh, not quite in this year. I feel like it's gonna be just into next year. But this year you need to focus on dating yourself. You need to focus on giving yourself that confidence boost and like really know what you want out of a partner so you can expect that out of your future partner and make it clear what they need to do and how they need to treat you and love on you. But your life partners come in, just not this year. This year, work on you. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And Kate said, amazing and blissful, except the light, as they say, is scary as F. Thought I was blind. Oh my goodness. That would be scary. The whole thing sounds scary. But it'd be nice to feel that piece of it all, you know?
Yeah, I'd be
All
curious to know
right.
what that level of bliss would feel like.
Yeah, right? Take a switcheroo over who's big.
Um, I can't even have the words. Well, I want the words. Tell me.
Tell us the words that you do have. Um, yeah. Anybody else need a reading? We're going to be on for a little while longer, so
Yeah, I
okay,
have
I'll work
about
on
20 more
it.
minutes before I have to skedaddle, so
Yes.
I'll work on it. Oh, I have a question, Ariel.
Yes.
So the last live we did, we chatted a little bit about the most memorable, like paranormal
Ooh.
experience that we've had, and I kind of want to do a continuation of that.
I love that. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go first, but then you got to go as well. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Okay, let me get big again. Okay, so my most memorable paranormal experiences. So I talked about the Ouija board last time.
Yes.
That's got to be my most memorable. But there was this other time. So where I grew up, there was, as they called it, the abandoned hospital. And it was boarded up and it was really creepy. It was right next to a cemetery, you know, super spooky. And people were breaking in there all the time to go
Uh-huh.
and check around. What it actually was an abandoned old folks home. So I mean there were a lot of people who died there, but the rumor was that there was like a whole bunch of SARS victims in the basement because this was around the time that SARS was a big thing. Um so this one night, me and my friends were like, we're doing it. We're going to go break into this abandoned hospital and really get after it and see some spooky stuff. And the whole way there, my stomach was like kind of flip flopping. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I can handle scary stuff. I want to do this. Like everybody else has, I need my time. So we
Yes.
get to the hospital, and I'm just like riddled with anxiety, and I'm just like, it's just the spookiness of it all. It's nothing crazy. And we were trying to find a way in, and just as we like get to a spot where we're able to get in, I feel like a panic attack, and I feel like something like pushing like this against me, and I was like, okay, like I can't do it. I gotta go. Let's go do something else spooky. Let's go hang out in the cemetery, like I can't do it. Something's not letting me do it. And as we're walking back, like it's not very well lit from the old folks home to the cemetery, but there's like this one big light. And as we're going under it, my friend's like, "What's going on here?" And there were two large like thumbprints, bruises in on my collarbone, exactly where I was feeling like I was being pushed. And I was like totally freaked out. And the next day, the bruises were gone. And it was just like, ever since then, I never went back to that place. And I actually like shut down the mediumship side of myself for a good long while. I was like, nah.
Yeah. That would be, yeah, that kind of gives me the vibe, like, of what happened when we were on our meadow retreat.
Yes. Oh, okay. You go. You go.
That kind of gives me a vibe of what happened when we were on our meadow retreat. Ariel had organized the whole thing. She did a beautiful job. It looked gorgeous. We had a Airbnb in the woods, like right beside the water. And, being around a nice big body of water, it brings a lot of spiritual energy. And so at some point, Ariel was like, you know what? Ouija board. Let's try out the Ouija board. Because we were just talking about how, the last time we ever did it was many moons ago and all these things, right? And so we're like, okay, so we made one. We were just getting ready to do it. And one of our friends was like, I lost my phone. I can't find my phone anywhere. And she was in communication with her partner, and so she couldn't just not have her phone because of whatever personal important reasons. So we were like, oh shoot, and night is starting to fall on us, so like we got to find this thing before there's no more light, because then you can't see it anywhere. And the place that we were in had like lots of tall grass.
Mm-hmm.
And just before all this chaos erupted, we heard whistling in the night. And so I don't know if you know a whole lot about that superstition. In my cultures, I'm Irish and I'm also Indigenous to Canada, and whistling in the night is a very bad sign. It is a very bad sign. You hear whistling in the night, you should just go inside. So we heard the whistling. It was very creepy, and it gave me the chills. And then our friend lost her phone. Or she had the realization that she lost it. And so we're like, oh shit. So we started searching around frantically. We were reassuring her, don't worry, like we're not going to leave here without your phone.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay. And so we were looking and looking and looking, and it got darker and darker and darker. The backyard of this place had lots of tall grass. And so and there was like these cute little wooden pillars in the tall grass, like a little fairy path, right? And so I was standing on these pillars, and I was just walking, and everything was kind of dewy and sparkly in the moonlight. So long story short, I found the phone in the tall grass. It was like in the grass, standing straight up, and just the corner of the phone caught my phone's flash. And it was so bizarre because that corner looked the same as every other dewdrop on the grass anyway. Yes. So it's like how I realized that, and I had a time limit. I could only be there for so long before I had to hit the road and go back home because I had people watching my children for me. Mm-hmm. And so when I found this whole ordeal took up the amount of time that we had to do the Ouija board. And so it was a perfect sign, in the way that you had the thumbprints, your guide was telling you do not go any further. I feel like my grandmother was with me, and she was kind of warning us, like, this is not the time, this is not the place. Yeah. Do not do this.
This is a horrible idea. You are going to have a bad time if you do this. You silly hose. Yes.
Exactly. So that was that was pretty cool because, like, yeah, like I said, we found her phone 10 minutes before I had to hit the road. So we found the
Yeah.
phone and we all kind of just like sat with what just happened, and then I hit the road and went home, and everyone had a safe time.
We
So,
did.
yeah,
No more spookiness after that.
yeah. But my paranormal experience that I want to share, so I have like so many. I would say this house that I currently live in is the only one that I haven't had um, a paranormal experience that has been unsettling, if any at all. Like I say that to say like I feel my grandmother's presence here and my guides and stuff, but anything foreign, I haven't. This is the first home that I've lived in that I didn't have that activity going on
Mm-hmm.
inside. So that's been very nice. There's been a few times where I was like, maybe, but then it turned out to be my cat, and I was like, but like so that's been good. But this when I lived in Blind River, it's a small town in Ontario, and that place has a lot of activity. And every home I lived in there had something really messed up happen, like repetitively. The one I want to share today would be the last house I lived in before I moved back home here. This house was cute and gorgeous and everything I always wanted in a home. I loved it so much. I still like have it in my mind like this is a home I would love to have again one day, minus the demons. Uh, so,
Demons not
so
included, please.
demons not included. So it was a 2-bedroom home. It had a mudroom and it had a sunroom. So the sunroom is where I had all of my art stuff, and the kids and I would do lots of art there, and I loved it so much. It was all windows, and like all this gorgeous stuff would happen. Or sorry, you could see all the gorgeousness of outside, and it was just very inspiring. Um, Living in that home was very unsettling. So like my kids had bedrooms, and then I made the mudroom my bedroom. And in the mudroom, there was the stairs that went directly to the basement of nightmares. The basement was so uncomfortable. It like whenever you'd kind of like go down the stairs, you just felt the air being sucked out of your lungs. Like it just felt very like there was a lot of pressure on your chest. I'd always feel really lightheaded. We had like a potato cellar right under the stairs that just like the door to it was right at the base of the stairs, and like you just felt the urge to run past it. It always made me feel really sick. Now I could remember laying in bed at night trying to fall asleep, and I could always hear children playing in the basement. Sometimes they mimicked my kids' voices, which that always, because the apartment
Icky.
I lived in before that was a common theme. Whenever my kids would go to their dad's, I would hear them in the hallways, and it was always mimicking their voices. So when I moved to this place, I thought I got away from that. I did not. It was very unsettling. It just always gave me like a sinking feeling, the heebie-jeebies. I hated it. It was, ugh. And so one day I had enough. What did it for me is I went to do my laundry in the basement, and I had set everything up. I went upstairs. I was doing dishes, and then I went to go change the laundry over, but the laundry wasn't in the dryer anymore. It was all taken out and spilled all over the floor. My kids weren't at home with me. So I was like, ugh! So when I finally seen like a physical thing, it like just, I was like, I can't make excuses anymore. I can't pretend it's not happening. I can't pretend like maybe I'm just crazy. So I got really uncomfortable. I did a huge protection thing around my home. I planted stuff all around my property. I put stuff all in the windows. I did a deep cleansing. And I was like, I called to me like protection. I want to get rid of all this stuff. It's nasty. So one day I'm getting ready to move to Ottawa, and my house is all packed up, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get out of this fucking house. And it was like a month before I had to move, before I was leaving. And I'm the type of parent, I have everyone's kids over at my house all the time. My house is the hub for children to have fun. It's a safe space for everyone. So as per usual, I had everyone's kids over for a sleepover because we were getting ready to move, and I really wanted the kids to have, all this time with their friends before we left. And I'm in the kitchen doing something, and all I hear is all this commotion. All the girls just erupted. They're like, Mom, there's a baby crow. He's hurt. He's injured on our porch. And I was like, oh, what? So I ran to go see, and there was this little crow wedged. So the way my railing and roof came, there wasn't very much space between the railing and the roof. And the railing itself was panes of glass, and each glass was in between a post. There was like maybe this much space, I don't know how many inches that is, between the pane of glass and the wood post. And the bird had got stuck in between the glass and that post. And so I was like, oh my God, this baby. So I went and got gloves, I grabbed a sweater and I put it on inside out. And I helped the bird out because I didn't want to get disease if it pecked at me or something, right? So I grabbed the bird out and it just wouldn't leave my side. I didn't know what to do with this bird. I called wildlife. I was like, hey, there's this crow here. It's injured. Its wing was limpy. It was dragging its wing around. I brought it into my sunroom. One of my friends told me I was crazy. She's like, get that bird out of your house. You can't just bring a wild bird into your house. So I was like, but it's raining outside. And so I made it a bed on my porch, brought it outside. I kept an eye on it all night long. I was like, you'll be okay. I love you. I'm sorry. Talking to it. And then as the rain's pouring down, it gets out of its bed, hobbles over to the edge of my porch, and it's just standing in the rain being drenched. And I was like, what are you doing? As if a wild bird isn't used to the rain. But I'm like, what are you doing? Get back in your bed where it's warm. And it just looks at me and it shakes off its injured wing and flies away. And I was just like,
after all that, it just wanted to hang out with you, that's all.
I was like, what's going on there? The next day, I had an entire murder of crows in my yard. They were cawing all over the place. They were just swarming, and I was terrified. I was looking at bird behavior. I was like, oh my God, I'm what's going on? And so I've come to find out that sometimes birds will choose you. Crows will choose you, and if if you respond appropriately, they will protect you. They'll remember you forever. If you rescue or show a lot of kindness to one of their members of their murder, they will protect you till the very end. And protect me they did. So remember, I had called in protection to my home and to my family, and I was like, I am so sick of all this bad energy. And so everywhere I went in this town, I had a murder of crows following me. I ended up being known as the Crow Lady in Blind River. I had this murder of crows follow me everywhere I went. They just kind of hopped from telephone wire wherever I was, or it was just a flock of them following me. And I really loved it. And so I've got a couple photo albums. There was a time where I couldn't take a photo of myself and without there being a crow in the background posing, not just flying around. They would be doing a pose to be within the picture with me, and it was so cute and I loved it. So one day I'm sitting on the porch, I'm in my house doing whatever, and a guy from Hydro comes to my house and he's like, hi, I could save you money on your bill. But he didn't look like he was actually from Hydro. He didn't have no clipboard. He didn't have a name tag. He didn't have nothing going on. And we lived on the Highway of Tears. I don't know if you know about that in Canada, anyone who's here. It's the murder highway where lots of people go missing, lots of people are kidnapped, lots of people...
Yeah.
It's not a good time. Or a safe time. So this guy just rolled off the highway, and he was from Hydro, and he had some money saving tips for me. And I was like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm moving. I'll deal with it when I move. And he's just like, oh, well... you're moving, so that's an even better. You might want to save money. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to get this money right away in time for me to move, so I don't know what you're even talking about. This is not useful. I'll deal with it later. And so I went to shut the door. I said, my bills are all packed up anyways. So, because he wanted me to show him my bills. So they're all packed up anyways, so I'll deal with it later. And as I go to shut the door, he put his foot in the door and said, how about you just go get the bill and I'll wait inside. So he was going to force his way into my home. Well, when he did that, all the crows showed up screaming, and one giant bird came off of the wire, swooped underneath the roof, and did like this sharp turn between the two of us and grabbed him by his chest and started hitting him in the face with his wings and pecking at him. He stumbled all the way down off the porch and ran away. And I was just like, that just happened to me. Hours later, he shows back up. I'm sitting on my porch and he goes, I think you have a crow problem. He's standing at the end of my driveway. He won't step foot on my driveway. I said, I don't think I have a crow problem. He's like, well, I think you do because, you know, they chased me for 3 blocks, you know. And I said, well,
I think you have a crow problem.
I think you have a crow problem. And so he put one foot on my driveway and all the crows showed back up and started like diving at him. And he's like, fuck it. You could deal with it in Ottawa. And he ran. Never seen him again. And that will always stick with me as the most beautiful, scary, bizarre, and coolest experience of my life involving
Seriously.
crows. And they've always had a special place in my heart. And it's my favorite deck, aside from my Celtic Tarot. But yeah, that's my paranormal adventure.
I love that. I love that. So cool, and also why we call ourselves the Crowhoes. We did miss a couple of questions over here, but I think they might have left. So if you're still here and you still want that question answered, please let us know. And Lily is asking, do either of you speak French? I only speak like a little bit here and there from what I learned in school, but nothing crazy. I don't know if I'd be able to get by if I went to Quebec.
I personally don't speak French. If you speak slow enough, I can understand what you're saying. Like I can gather what you're saying and I can read it and kind of gather what I'm reading for the most part, but I don't have the skills of using the language.
Yes, unfortunately. Yeah. My brother lives in Montreal, and I actually will send him stuff. I'm like, what does this say? Tell me what this says. Especially when it's like Quebecois, you know, like the like slang and stuff. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. So I'll be like, bro, what is this person talking about?
Yeah. I envy people not envy. I appreciate people who can speak multiple languages. I think that you are the top tier humans because we all have that capability. We all can learn multiple languages and retain them and use them, but not everyone does. And I think that it's super interesting and very cool how people can just have a bunch of different ways to communicate with people in the world rolling around in their noodle.
I know, right? It's so wild. I know little bits of a few different... Okay, just not sure how to ask precisely in English. Oh, that's totally fair. Yeah, that's hard.
Do your best, and we'll do our best to deliver you a good reading.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could even do it in point form.
Yeah. I randomly know some stuff in German, some stuff in Spanish, and some stuff in Tagalog, like a dialect in the Philippines, like just random bits here and there, but nothing that could get me by anywhere.
Yeah.
I could ask where the bathroom is though in Spanish, real well.
Which is important because sometimes you gotta go and you're gonna need to know how to ask.
Right? ¿Dónde está el baño? ¿Dónde?
That is the only phrase I know how to say in French because our teacher growing up would not let us use the washroom. Absolutely refused if we didn't ask for it in French. And Jamie, could I have some clarity on my next career steps? Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, cheesy.
Jamie.
Oh, I gotta get outside. Oh.
Okay, so the first card I pulled was Temperance. and the 10 of coins. Okay, so so the Temperance of the 10 of Pentacles. This is telling me I feel like obviously your career is very important to you, and those next steps is very important to you, and it's kind of creating a lot of pressure on your shoulders as far as like wanting to make the right decision. It can be really scary. You feel like if I make the wrong decision, I could really screw up what I've been trying to work towards, or something that I'm hoping to work towards. A lot of times our fear of making the wrong decisions really creates a huge block. So the Temperance is talking about kind of taking some deep breaths. Try not to overthink what your next step is going to be. Really just try not to overthink what your next step is going to be. I feel like you already have, if you quiet your mind, you already have an idea of what you should do. And I'm getting the sense that it's in your voice. I feel like maybe you're requiring a raise or a promotion. You feel like you're deserving of, that you don't know how to ask for it, or if you should, what is the right timing to go for this moment. And I feel like the time is now. With the 10 of Pentacles being the very next card, you are deserving of what it is you're hoping to achieve. It is already yours. It's just right there. It's just a matter of making the move, making the decision to take it. Ask for that raise, ask for that promotion, or, you know, if it's a job that you don't currently have and it's one that you have your sights set on, walk through that front door and ask for the job. You are fully capable, you have all the right qualifications, and you are what they're looking for. You just have to tell them, I am what you're looking for. Choose me. And I feel like it's yours.
Speak it into the universe and so it shall be.
So your next step in your career is making the move, actually taking the step.
Yes, be
Telling them
bold.
that you want the raise or the promotion. Be bold. Exactly.
Yes, you got this. Work. I love that.
Star being that bottom card that really spoke to me. What you want is already yours. You are exactly what they are looking for.
Okay, suggestion to clean and mostly boost energy for a major depressive disorder. Jewelry materials. Oh. Popping up stuff, don't mind me. Just having a technologically issue. Okay, there we go. So like we can definitely pull some cards for you if you'd like, but as somebody who struggles with depression a lot, I can give you some tips as to what I do personally. So for cleaning, especially when it gets like overwhelming and just like everything is everywhere, start with the trash. Pick up the trash. Just go around with a garbage bag and put it all in there. Or if like your major issue is like clothes everywhere, get a hamper. Just like whatever is taking over your space, start with one little thing and just keep plugging away at it, and give yourself a reward for when you do it as well. So like, I hate doing dishes. I hate it so much, but I will reward myself with a cup of coffee after, and I make it a game of like, see how many dishes I can get done before my coffee's done brewing. Depression is so hard because like it's suffocating. It is overwhelming. And when you're in the middle of it, it feels never ending. And you had the question about your health before, and leaning on people is a very, very key. I can't tell you how much easier my depression has been to deal with now that I have Robyn in my life, because I have somebody that I can always talk to that's never going to judge me and just totally gets where I'm coming from. Definitely talking to friends. Huge. Even if it's just one person, And if you don't have that in your life, feel free to message us. You can follow us on Instagram and send us messages there, or send us an email at our moonovermeadowtarot@gmail.com. Um, like, we're looking to build a community. So if you need some support, you can always reach out to us, and we'll be there to, like, yeah, you can do it, because you can. You got this. Depression ain't shit.
Real son of a bee.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's hard, and don't beat yourself up over it. You're not failing because you're depressed. You are a person with depression, and you're doing your best, and that is all you can do. Hey, Junior TikTok. What's up? You want a reading? Can you join? You can ask for a reading in the comments. Okay, what's your problem? I feel like I know where this is going. What is your problem, Junior TikTok? I like the explosion emoji in your name.
Yes. I'm on a live, but I really have to pee if you don't mind.
Do. How long we got? You're out of here at 12:30, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a message from my friend I'm supposed to meet up with yet, so I have time.
True. Okay, good. Good stuff. I do have to get to the store. Never mind, I'm shy. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Junior TikTok. You don't have to be shy, but if you are shy, that's totally legit, and we aren't going to make you tell us your problems. But if you want, here, let me pull you an oracle card. See if it helps. You never know. What's something that you need to hear right now? Ooh, 2. Oh my goodness. Show the world the real you, Junior TikTok, and a win-win outcome is forecast. It's okay to be you. It's okay. If anybody makes you feel embarrassed, then whatever. That speaks more about them than it does about you. Okay. We can do another reading or two before we got to sign off. So if anybody wants a reading, please let us know in the comments below, and we will be happy to give you a reading. You can specifically request either me or Robyn. We're both, hold your vision. We're both experienced tarot readers. Oh, witchy advice for dealing with depressive episode, jewelry and such. Okay, so one crystal that I am always here for to boost confidence and, like, raise that mood is Tiger's Eye. It's beautiful, it's cheap, it's accessible, it's everywhere. But it's really good for boosting your confidence and, like, making you feel, yeah, I got this. Another one is carnelian, which I wear often, and it also is pretty plentiful. It's a form of agate, so you should be able to find it just about anywhere. I got this. I think I actually specifically paid for this one, but I've gotten pieces of carnelian in, like, blind bags from my local crystal warehouse.
Yes.
For spell work to, like, boost your mood. I love, like, a shower sachet or a bath sachet. So, like, grab all the stuff that makes you feel, gives you the good feelies, for the goal that you're trying to accomplish. So if you're trying to, like, boost your self-esteem, I would probably use rose petals. I use those in just about everything. My name is Ariel Rose, so roses are my thing. But they also signify protection and beauty and self-love and all that good stuff. And then I would put rosemary, or not rosemary. Well, maybe. Actually, that's not a bad one. because it's about health and what's that? Uplifting, uplifting vibes, cleansing as well. Rosemary apparently, lavender and chamomile. Put those in a sachet, like a muslin bag, and I don't have a very good tub to take baths in, so I'll do this in the shower, and I just put it, like, tie it to the faucet so that the water has to go through the sachet to hit me. And then while I'm bathing, I just think about the what I want this to accomplish, and I say good things to myself. I say nice things to myself. And that's made a huge difference in my own self-esteem. And I'm very into telling people to do that as well.
Yeah.
Lori Ryerson Sulliv. Please let us know your question and we will be happy to give you a reading. Same goes for everybody else. You want a reading? You let us know. We're going to be getting off of here in like 15 minutes, so get your readings in now while you can.
Another thing that has helped me when I'm experience a lot of anxiety and I'm very depressed, like I live in Canada, and so whenever it's winter, I find I get seasonal depression, but I also have a lot of panic and anxiety attacks. I've had them forever, but I notice for myself, chest tapping really helps. So if I'm feeling really, really anxious, I just do a lot of chest tapping, and exactly what Ariel said, I'm also saying really nice things to myself. And I usually start with, you're okay. Like, you're okay. In this moment, you're okay. You know, like the world isn't ending, your house isn't on fire type of thing. I just try to remind myself that you're okay. And that tapping in your chest, it kind of breaks up the anxiety that's building in your chest, or like the heaviness in your heart. And that's an energy tip that I notice really works for me. And I kind of just go up and down, and I just kind of like, I just keep saying like, you're okay, you're safe, everything is okay, you're fine, you know. And then I once I feel fine and I feel a little bit more safe and I feel more okay, then I start saying really positive affirmations to myself, giving myself kinder compliments, being gentle on myself. And then before I know it, the anxiety or that depressive episode obviously isn't vanished within a couple of minutes of chest tapping, but it is calmed a lot further down, and then I can refocus myself and I don't feel as chaotic in the moment, you know, like it's not taking over my being.
I hear that. Oh, some comments in this live were filtered. Who's saying nardy words? Oh no, King of YouTube, you're sad. What's up, buddy? Do you need some helpful advice or words of support or an oracle card or a tarot reading? We're here to help. I want to know what those words were.
Yeah.
True. Cards just popping out at me. Let us know your questions. We're only going to be on a little longer. Granted, we're going to come back a lot this week because it's our last week of guaranteed abilities to lives. But
Yes.
but if you want a reading today, right there, give us your comment. Tell us your question. Also, give us a follow so you can know when we're going live again.
Yep.
Yep.
And again, I just want to remind everyone, you should go check out our YouTube channel. If you received a reading today that you want to reflect back on later, or if you have to leave and you're interested in the conversation that was going on, we do upload these lives to our YouTube channel so that you can review later. So give us a follow there as well. This is a young, fresh, woman-owned business that we are trying to grow. So any engagement, follow, if is always helpful and contributes positively to our futures. So
support your local witches.
Yes.
All right. Anybody got a question? Anybody want some answers? Anybody want to just tell us how they're feeling or just say me and then I'll pull an oracle card for you. You don't even have to ask a question.
I love your plant in the background. It just looks so happy and fresh.
So cute. I love the big leaves. This is Calathea, although apparently I'm pronouncing that wrong and I don't know how to pronounce it properly. But I've named it Dorothea.
Oh, I love that.
Dorothea the Calathea. And
Okay, your
I've got another
names
one
on
over
for your
here.
plants are just beautiful.
That's hiding. This is Aubrey, my Audrey ficus. I named it Aubrey because my friend, her mom dated this guy named Aubrey for a very long time. And when I think of the name Audrey, I think of Aubrey, and that guy was wild.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you'd have to be dating her mom, so I mean, good on you, my bro.
Jubilee Love, I love your name.
Oh, seriously, the butterflies too? Gorgeous. What else can we talk about while we wait for people to ask us questions?
Oh, I think it'd be really cool for you to share. I remember I thought it was so fascinating. One of the self-love magic tips that you shared with us once upon a time ago was when you do your makeup. That might be something that would be helpful for a few people in the chat to know about.
Work. Okay, first let me do this oracle for Lily, and then I'll get into that. All right, let's see. What do you need to hear right now? Are you going to give me something? Just going to shuffle until the cows come home, apparently. What does Lily need to hear? That one. The energy is gaining momentum. So I don't know what that means, but it's gaining momentum. Maybe that's your push to get out of a depressive episode. It was gaining momentum. Okay, so my makeup / self-love, self-care vibes that I do. So my routine, and I have always struggled with self-worth issues throughout my whole life. I didn't feel good enough, and I've had a lot of people say really nasty things to me, including my own parents. So it made my self-esteem in the pooper. But I was determined to get out of that, and what I do is I start by cleaning my face. I'll use you could just use micellar water. You could use a full-on face cleansing. Whatever you need to clean your face, clean it. And then when you put your moisturizer on, I like to draw runes because I feel like they're connected to me through my ancestry and all that. And I'll put the Algiz protection rune in the moisturizer on my face. I'll do a pentacle, whatever feels right in that moment. And then I'll rub it in. And while I'm rubbing it in, I'm saying nice things to myself. You are beautiful, you are worth it, you got this. And then I like to seal it all in with the moisturizer. And then when I go on to my actual makeup, it's depending on what I want to accomplish that day. So lately I've been doing this specific makeup. It's like a pinky purpley vibe with a little bit of gold. Mostly because it just feels like me. I don't know. It makes my eyes pop, and I just have always felt connected to the pink and purples of
Makes you look like a rose.
right? But if I'm doing something specific, so if I'm doing a market or something and I want to bring money into my life, I'm more likely to use golds and greens. And I'll say I'm getting paid money today. I'm going to be successful in this market. I say whatever it is that I'm trying to manifest in my life in present tense terms. I am, and it's all positive. And I got to really feel it while I'm doing it. And then afterwards, I admire my self-work, and I'm like, yeah, look at you go, girl.
Love it.
And it's truly helped a lot with my self-esteem, honestly.
Yes, I love that. And when I remember when you first shared that, I was like, that's such a brilliant idea. And I always had like a hard time myself with makeup, and I found that kind of like element to it, adding like a magical element to it, felt good, and it made me have more fun doing makeup in general.
Yeah. And makeup should be fun. It's not to make you look any different. It's to accentuate your natural beauty. And also, like, if it looks like crap, just wash it off. Like, have fun with it. It's whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Experiment.
Exactamundo.
Yes, ma'am.
But
all right,
it is just about 12:30, and I should clean up my space and blow out my candles before I head to my walk. I'm so excited to go on this nature walk in a new space / old space. So excited.
Yes, I hope you find something that you can like a little treasure along your way.
Yes. Oh my God, I was thinking that too. I was like, I really hope that I could find like a really cool treasure on my way home. Whether that treasure be like a physical item, like a rock or a feather or leaves or something, or I find a perfect picture moment so that could inspire me for a new painting,
Yes. Oh, work. All right. Well, sending all the best vibes for you and your nature walks.
It's going to give us some love. Oops. Why is it doing that? It won't let me do the things. Oh, well.
I don't know.
Okay. I love you.
Right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And we will be back probably tomorrow, honestly. So make sure to give us a follow so you can be notified when we go live. And we'll see you when we see you.
Later.
All right. Love to all of you guys. Bye-bye.